Hello and welcome to Moto 3, our final moto on the night for our Firestone Firehawk round number 5 run at Cairo. So this is going to be the last one. It's going to be 12 laps again. Let's take a look at the order. The Gamblers Moto with the RNG. Who was the big winner on this one? Technically, you could argue Turkey, but it's probably Luke as well. So the RNG on this one, right to left, starting order. Turkey, Luke, Fireball, Soul, Vulcan, Opix, Detail, or Roman, Slaunch. Slaunch getting the short end of the stick 2 weeks in a row. He had a pretty decent RNG pull at Lancaster when we introduced it, I think. Did we introduce it for the first hog race? I don't think we did, but I'm not sure. Maybe we did. But I think he got a decent pull at Lancaster, but then these last 2 weeks have been rough. He's going to have to try to regain, see what he can do in this third moto, hold on to that points lead. What is Turkey going to do in the lead? Green flag. Lots at stake. A lot of questions here going into the third moto, the Gamblers Moto. Oh, Vulcan. It's not going to help Slaunch either. That is tough. I think the big question is how quickly can Luke get around Turkey? And it might happen here. The clean run through the cave. Turkey tried to fight back into the rumble, but already that's going to be the lead, and that's a big question because I think Detail and Slaunch have had the pace on this track, but getting the track position this early on is a pretty big advantage. So it's going to be they're going to have to get through the pack quickly, and it's going to be tough because Slaunch is still in the literally last at the moment, has not had the greatest start. Detail in 5th, so has gotten a couple spots. But still, he needs to, yeah, you could tell, aggressively moving in on Soul right there. He knows he needs to get these spots quickly if he wants to have a chance at the win. Podium, maybe not, but, and right there, I think I definitely think doing something similar to what we talked about with what he was doing in Moto 2. Getting ahead of Soul early into the rollover and maybe opening up the opportunity for another move here. Because he had a big run on Fireball in Turkey. Turkey and Fireball duking it out hard for the podium because this is big for them too. Oh, so aggressive. Oh, it gets him out. Wow. That was crazy. I thought they were both going to cheese right there, but somehow Turkey and Detail very aggressive, but they kept it clean. That was a close call. That was a close call. So Luke leading him down. Fireball has now moved in the second. Turkey still holding on to the podium. Detail and Roman fighting close behind. Oh, Turkey goes a bit wide. That opens it up, but is Detail going to be able to keep it on the left here long enough? No, he's not going to be able to. So he's going to have to settle in, wait a bit longer to make that move. And already a pretty big lead gap. Oh, the aggressive from Roman. Oh, no, the pole cheese. No. Roman making an aggressive move to the right, making it side by side with Detail, and Detail trying to make it work. Not able to that time. Gonna find the pole. So now he's gonna have to go behind Soul and pass Soul again, and then catch up to Roman, catch up to Turkey. It's gonna be a tough comeback for him. I still think he has a chance at the podium. For Slaunch, he's gonna need some magic, like some of what he had from last race, because look at the gap. It's going to be really tough for Slaunch to get the podium. I'm honestly still impressed with how he did it in Moto 2. It's going to be another tall order for him here in Moto 3. So this would be pretty incredible if he could pull it off. And then for Detail, I think it's doable, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Some drivers that are not easy to pass in front. And lots of time to be made up. This might work out. Him being on the right here might work out as long as he can keep it and then take the position here. Not able to fully get in front of Soul, though. Oh, wow. Detail really trying to make it work on the right side. Not like the preferred side here, but just trying to make it work. Let's see how he runs the rollover aggressively. This time he's going to do it to force the side-by-side, and Soul, I think, wisely backs off to keep it clean between both of them. That was a ballsy move from Detail there to force the side-by-side that time. But Soul did run it clean, and Detail went for it and was able to take it full speed. Soul decided to take it the safe way. So pretty ballsy move, but does work to get into 5th. And again, you got to, if you want to have the chance at the podium still, you got to make up those spots fast. And he's got a pretty good edge for the overall. But if you're, if you're not careful and something crazy happens, lose some spots, like it could go away. So still needs to, it has a comfortable cushion, but still want to make up some spots. Make sure it happens. I want to go on board with Turkey quick because Turkey, low-key, kind of feels like he's making up time on Fireball. Kind of getting forced in the inside right there. But yeah, Turkey doing a pretty good job at the moment. Not too far off of Fireball here. Oh, Fireball making the mistake. Turkey making the mistake too, though. 2 different mistakes right there. Fireball went too wide. Sorry about the sloppy camera work there. I spit on the screen. I had to clean it up. But yeah, Fireball making a mistake. Turkey making a different one. Both in the same spot of the track, though. Both costing each other a little bit of time. Oh, no, that's a bigger mistake, though. Full dismount for Turkey. Oh, this is big. Wow, just enough. Just enough for Detail to get that spot. That is crazy. And huge. And huge. That's another driver that could be tough to pass that he doesn't have to work his way by now. Now it's just Roman in front. That, again, that loses Turkey 2 spots. He's not in the podium anymore. It's now Luke and Fireball with pretty big gaps. Roman has now moved into the top 3, but he's got Detail and Turkey not too far behind him. Slaunch has made some moves. He's gotten by Opix, he's gotten by Soul, and he's got Roman, Detail, and Turkey in his sights now. So again, it's going to take some magic, but the stars are kind of lining up a little bit. I think there's still an opportunity here for Slaunch. It was looking rough early on, but looking at the state of the track now, with some mistakes, I definitely think it's possible. And maybe the Mulligan Cheese, the Gopher Cheese, for a couple drivers coming out there in the chicane, I think for Detail and Turkey, costing them some time. I just realized there's a little pyramid right there. Wow, that's nice. I didn't see that. All right, so let's take a look at our gaps. We'll use this quick little hairpin. So that's lead. This is second. So 1, 2, unless big mistakes are made, seem like they're probably set. But then we have 3, 4. Roman and Detail are still close. Turkey lost some time there. 5. Slaunch 6th. Soul 7th. Opix 8th. And then Vulcan quite a bit back in 9th as well. So yeah, things starting to gap out a little bit for some of these spots in Moto 3. But I still think there's some that are on the line that are doable. I still think Slaunch and Turkey could have a battle here. I still think Detail and Roman could have one. Wow, Turkey cheesing it again. Does this open up the door for Slaunch? It does. Too many mistakes for Turkey in the chicane. Oh! I respect the send back. It didn't work out, but I gotta watch that again. I respect, that really caught me off guard. I respect the send back right there for Turkey. It didn't work out, but I respect the idea. If it did work, we would have been like, oh damn, Turkey, that was hot. It didn't. But if it did, you would have had to tip it. So now that that battle's over with and decided, let's go on board with Detail here, as I think this is probably, at least at the moment, the last remaining potential hot battle in this moto, as we are halfway through. We're going to be going to 5 to go this time by when Luke hits the rollover here in a bit. But I think this is potentially the last hot battle remaining on the track. Roman and Detail for the podium spot. Can Roman take another podium on the season? Or can Detail get back into it, have 3 in the same night with 2 wins already as well? Roman has had 5 podiums on the season. His last 2 have been 3rd places after he started off pretty hot, had 2 seconds and a win. But his last 2 podiums have been 3rd places that he's had to fight for. And it looks like it's going to be another one of those if he wants to get another podium on the board for a season here. His 6th. Oh no! I was gassing him up! The caster's curse. Roman does not dial in that downhill properly. And is going to get passed up by Detail. And that's going to be... Oh, wow. Detail does go a bit wide afterwards, though. But not enough for Roman to get back in the fight. Quite yet, at least. I mean, if Roman had a nice full send, he could maybe do it. But for now, Detail taking that spot, getting into the podium. Can he make a run still for second place? I mean, that's another point on the board. I mean, I think where he is right now, 2 wins is a big cushion. So I think he's got the overall locked up pretty well right here. But hey, another point for the overall big picture championship battle wouldn't hurt. So can he make a run here? Closing moments of this race to get up to second. There is second. There is Detail over there. So right down there, there's Luke. There's Fireball. And there's Detail. It's quite the gap, but Slaunch and Detail are pretty fast. I don't know. It's doable. Another question mark. Can Slaunch catch up to Roman and make anything happen there? Because it's a similar looking gap, but like I said, I think both drivers have some pace. So as long as they don't make any mistakes, or at least any like big mistakes, and really dial it in here, I think Slaunch and Detail could both catch up to the positions that they're still hunting down. I really think they could. So we'll have to see if either of them can pull it off, or both, or none. We'll have to wait and see. But for now, it is a little gapped out. But again, first and second are looking pretty good. And if Fireball gets this would be his first podium. So he's loving this at the moment. He's loving the way this is looking, because this would be his first podium for him in the Firestone Firehawk season. He's had a lot of top fives, but he has not been able to make that elusive podium happen yet. But it's looking good. But you could tell Detail definitely gained some time on Roman that lap. He's absolutely going to gain some time when Roman cheeses the chicane. Take a look at a replay here. Again, this is going into 3 to go. Oh, yeah, that was just all awry. That, in all ways, was just not the way to run that. And it opens up the door for Slaunch a little bit. Again, Roman kind of cheeses and Slaunch kind of gets into him, so he gives himself a little gap again. But that being said, I mean, this is for sure a workable gap for Slaunch. I think Slaunch and Detail are the 2 fastest drivers on the night. I think this is definitely a workable gap for him in the closing 3 laps here. So with that mistake, Roman's kind of opened up the door to potentially losing this podium. It's going to have to be a hard-fought battle now. Roman needs to get back on it and not let another one of those mistakes happen, because if it does, I don't think Slaunch will get cheesed this time. I think he'll send it and make sure he does what he has to do to make it happen. And it looks like Detail's low-key making some gains on Fireball too. It's going to be tough. I mean, that's a bigger gap for sure. Not by a whole lot, but it's definitely a bigger gap. So it's doable, though. We still have 2 potential battles here at the end, I think. As we go into 2 to go, Luke with the luck on the Gambler's Moto starting spot. Taking advantage of it on the start of the race, though. Making the moves to get to the lead early and holding on to it for the entire Moto. Trying to close it out for 2 more laps. Had a chance at a win in Moto 2, but Detail with too many slick moves late in the race. But now he's trying to regain to get another Moto win on the season. That'd put him at 5. Slaunch still the leader at 6, though. Detail with 4 now. So it's getting pretty tight there. But look at this. Look at this battle between Slaunch and Roman. Slaunch definitely has a lot of pace in that section of the track, and it definitely seems to be where Roman struggles. So Slaunch has opened it up. I mean, he's definitely got a chance. Take a quick look. Oh, yeah, I mean, I think Detail's gaining on Fireball, but that might be too far gone. Unless Fireball makes a mistake in the chicane this time by, which I think we'll spectate it to see. If Fireball makes a mistake right there, it might be doable. Might be doable. Or the downhill. But white flag this time by for Luke. 1 more lap down. Take his only Moto win on the night. And his 5th on the season. Oh, that's tough. That was not the gopher timing. That's what Detail wanted to happen to Fireball there. So that's tough. That might be it for that. Maybe if there was another lap or 2, but that's probably going to cost a little too much time. That being said, though, I mean, Slaunch is here. Slaunch is absolutely here. This battle between him and Roman for the podium is definitely still open, and another podium on the board would not hurt. Slaunch would definitely love to stay on the podium for every Moto on this night. It's been a rough night. It's definitely been his most difficult night, the most he's been challenged in any of the Goose races so far. That being said, he still has the speed. I don't think he's shown any lack of speed. Just tough luck on the track, honestly. And really going for it, but Roman holding onto it so far. Getting all the angles on the left side of your screen is going to be Luke coming across for the win. Fireball. Oh, it got pretty close, but Fireball will hold on to it for second. Detail third. Well, what about Roman and Slaunch? Oh, Slaunch trying to make it happen, but Roman will just hold him off at the line. Slaunch fifth, Roman fourth. Soul sixth, Turkey seventh, and Vulcan will bring it across eventually here. Where is that guy? There he is. For eighth, and what happened to Opix? Unfortunately, black screen cheese on like the last lap or the white flag lap, or second to last lap. Either way, point is, it was the end of the race. Like last two laps, black screen cheese. Unfortunate timing. It might have been literally as we're going on the white flag, so the caution timing would have been a little sus with that, because I'm pretty sure it was like literally as we're going to white, it happened. But yeah, stopping there. And with how big the gap was, it probably was pretty close to white coming out on that. But yeah, that is unfortunate. That is where black screen ended up occurring. So he's going to have to settle for ninth on this one, which sucks. But the lag cheese, that's the unfortunate part. You know, that not being as much of an issue with Halo 5 and even H2A, I think, not seeming to be as much of an issue. But Halo 4, Halo Reach, those black screens do happen occasionally. And it kind of sucks when they happen on not an oval. That's a benefit of oval racing. If you get cheesed by one of those, you can have a caution to get back into it. Not the case always in the other one. So there you go. There's a little oval racing benefit for you there. But either way, at the end of Moto 3, your podium will be Luke Fireball and Detail Fireball getting onto the podium for the first time this season for him. So shout out to him for that. What will be the overall results, though? Like I said, Detail had a pretty big cushion, obviously, winning the first two motos. That, if you think about it, that move, that last lap move to take the win in Moto 2, that was the deciding move. If he did not make that happen, Luke for sure would have had the overall in this, the way that it played out. So that move was the move of the race, looking back at it, or move of the night, rather, for him. And could be big for the championship as well, because, again, the win, you get that bonus point. That's huge, and he's trying to catch up to Luke and Slaunch. It's not like it's a one-way battle. Slaunch is still in this. Again, a rough night for him. As far as the gooses go, definitely the most challenge that he's been thrown, that's been thrown his way in one of these nights, but still did a really good job salvaging, I would say. He did his best in getting as many points back as possible. But in the end, Detail will win the overall for this one with 48 points. Luke will take second with 46. Slaunch will take third with 41. Fourth, Fireball with 39. Fifth, Roman with 38. Very close between Slaunch, Fireball, and Roman, 3, 4, 5. Turkey 6th with 33. Soul 7th with 30. Opix 8th with 27. And Vulcan 9th with 17. So yeah, that's your overall results. And another late season heat up for Detail. Had three Moto wins in a row. Lost that streak in this last Moto, but still 3 Moto wins in the last 6 races. Freaking two or three second places in there as well. So definitely heating up and taking the last 2 overalls. So it's getting spicy. It's getting spicy. We'll definitely have to take a look at the points in a recap this week and see what it's looking like, because I definitely think this is a true 3-way points battle now. And yeah, I mean, I don't even know who it's going to go to. All 3 of them seem to keep switching off Moto after Moto, week after week. They've all had their moments with their speed on different tracks. It's going to be a tough one to call. And we still have one more Halo 4 Goose race remaining, or Goose Night remaining, 2 more Hog Nights remaining, and one of those being a quad to balance out with our Everglade Goose quad to open the season. So lots of racing left, 10 motos to be exact. That is a lot. There's still a lot of time for anything to happen, cheese to go down. To wait and see how it goes. But yeah, keep tuning in each week for these Firestone Firehawk races to see how our craziest championship battle all year concludes. Because I could definitely say, I mean, we haven't had a really true 3-way one the whole way. So I'd definitely say confidently this is our craziest one all year. And, you know, hopefully it continues. We'll have to see how it concludes in the closing weeks. So hope you guys enjoyed that night on Cairo. And we'll see you in the next one at the next Hog RX that doesn't have a name yet.